Hello, welcome to our Ability Skills Knowledge Fraternity. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining and stay with us till the end. Once again, I'm Arshia Kainat, host and CEO and Management Controller in Ability Skills Knowledge Fraternity. Firstly, I want to say about today's free webinar. Today's webinar is workable for those who lose their confidence, did not trust, and have suspect on onset. I hope today's webinar will be effective who are struggling with own personality. Every day, some new participant join with us, so I have to be give little concept about ability, skills, knowledge, fraternity. What is Ask Fraternity? Ask Fraternity stands for Ability, Skills, Knowledge Fraternity. It is an online platform which aims to enhance the skills of the youth living across the world. It promotes the talent of the humans and also provide earning platform. Ask Fraternity offers free international webinars, workshops, and paid short courses. Its origin is in Pakistan, founded by Dr. Aksar Rubani and Mr. Zain Khan as a vice president. Our collaborative partners are Go Study Global Education from China, Right Vision Training Academy Center UK, and Al Safa Institute of Paramedics. Motto of ASK Fraternity: creating new leaders by nurturing and promoting the talent of common people is the main purpose of Ask Fraternity. Its slogan is sometimes choosing a different path from others doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means that you know who are you. I am warmly welcoming in you all. Today we are presenting the webinar on how to become a good reader with speaker Summyia Ambreen. So let's start our program. Please give a warm welcome to Summyia Ambreen. Hello ma'am.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. So let's start our program.
Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar. And before starting this webinar, I would like all of you to take a pencil or a pen or a notepad with you because there is more than these slides, so it will be beneficial for you. Okay. Today I would like to talk about a topic that is fundamental to learning, personal development, and enjoyment of life: reading. Yes, how to become a good reader. My name is Summyia and I'm excited to share with you some tips, strategies, benefits on improving on how to become a good reader or your reading skills. Moving on to the introduction of the reading. Reading is one of the most essential skills we learn as human beings, and it opens doors to new worlds, expands our knowledge and perspectives, and help us develop critical thinking skills. And reading can transport us to different times, places, and cultures, enabling us to understand and appreciate different ways of life. In today's digital age, reading is more important than ever. With the vast amount of information available online, the ability to read and comprehend the text is crucial to making informed decisions and navigating the complexities of modern life. But unfortunately, I would say that many studies have shown that reading proficiency has been declining in recent years, and many people struggle to read at the level required for success in school and even in the workplaces. And as a result, it is more important than ever to focus on improving reading skills and promoting love of reading. And as an educator, as in teachers, or as in professional, it's our responsibility to promote a love for the reading. And so in this webinar, I will discuss the importance of reading, the strategies of reading, benefits, and the pillars of reading. Or whether you are a student, a professional, or just someone who loves to learn and explores new ideas, I hope this webinar will inspire you to make reading a more integral part of your life. However, I will also say that reading is an essential skill that play a crucial role in our daily lives. It is not only a way to gain knowledge and information, but also a way to relax and unwind our minds. So moving on to the next slide. Before talking on the strategies, I would like to talk about some of the benefits of the reading. Although reading has so many benefits, but I have marked here some of the major benefits of the reading, like improved cognitive functions, enhanced empathy, culture awareness, and vocabulary expansions. So let's first talk about the cognitive functions. Reading helps stimulate the brain and improve cognitive functions, including memory, concentration, and analytical skills. And it helps us to become a better communicator and a writer. If I talk about the famous quote, one of the writers said that for one page, I read 50 pages. So to become a good writer, to become a good speaker, you must be a good reader. So the next one is enhance empathy. Reading function can help us develop empathy by allowing us to see the world through the eyes of other people and characters. Obviously, when you read different writers, different books, different genres, you encounter different perspectives. You see the world from the eyes of the different people, and it enhances empathy within yourself. Number third is culture awareness. And reading can broaden our understanding of different cultures and perspectives, helping us to become more tolerant and acceptance of others. For example, if you read a book from of Pakistani writer or some English writers or some Indian writers, they all represent different cultures. Like Pakistani writer will represent culture of Pakistan, or Indian writer will represent culture of India, or English writer will represent their own culture. So by reading different cultures, reader become acceptance towards other. Reader become acceptance towards other beliefs. So reading has this benefit too. Number fourth is vocabulary extension. Reading can help improve our vocabulary and language skills, which is essential for success in school and in workplace too. Obviously, when you start reading different writers or different books, you encounter different words, and encountering different words means enhancing in vocabulary. So, but it depends. I will also say that it depends, because when you encounter the different words, try to find their meanings and try to recall them day by day, so that you can memorize them, or may try to make them practice in your daily life. So reading also enhance your vocabulary. Other than these benefits, I will also say that reading can also help in stress reduction, to relax and unwind after a long day. And reading can also expand your vocabulary and improve your comprehension skills. Reading can help you develop critical thinking and analytical skills. And reading can also help you to explore new ideas and perspectives. And it also helps you to become a better communicator or writer by encountering different worlds or different perspectives, different cultures. You become a great communicator or a great writer too. So reading has so many benefits. These are some of the major benefits which I mark. Just think about other benefits and try to be a good reader too. So now we will move back to some of the strategies of the reading. So reading has so many strategies, and like six strategies are here, like Cornell method, SQ3R method, five W's and one H strategy, annotation samples, PQ3R, skimming and scanning. The very first is the Cornell method, and it is basically the note-taking system that can be used while reading, and it is developed by the Walter Cox. And in this method, you basically need to first prepare a paper. Now I will talk about how you can follow this method, some steps for this Cornell method. So the reason of telling you to take a notebook or a pen is this. So what you need to do in Cornell method, you first need to prepare a paper in which you will draw a vertical line around 2.5 inches from the left side of the paper, and you will leave a margin on the left side, right side, and you will then draw a horizontal line across the bottom of the paper, leaving a space on the bottom for assembly. So this is somehow like a words meaning column or word sentences column we usually did in our school. So the second step is record main ideas. After preparing a paper, what you need to do, you need to record main ideas. As you read, record the main ideas and key points in the right hand column. You can use abbreviations or a bullet points to make your notes concise and easy to review. That will be helpful to you whenever you try to review your notes. And in the third step, what you will do? You will create a keywords in the left hand margin. and these keywords will be also helpful to you to remember the material. So the left hand side column is for the keywords, and the right hand side column is for the abbreviations and the bullet points, like the main points of the material. The last step is to summarize. At the bottom of the page, summarize the content of the notes in a few sentences. Okay, so this is the method. These are the methods for the corner method, and this method is a useful tool for active reading and note taking, and it encourages you to engage with the material and organize your thoughts in a way that is easy to review and remember. And I usually believe that this method is useful for the academic purpose. Like we usually did a reading for academic, reading for pleasure, or reading to learn some new skills. So this method is most useful for the reading for the academic purpose. The second strategy is SQ3R. SQ3R method. So this acronym stands for S stands for survey, Q stands for questions, R stands for read, recite, and review. Three R means three words from R: read, recite, and review. And what does the survey? What do we do in survey? Like in survey, reader before reading a text quickly survey the text by looking at the headings, subheadings, and any bold or italicized text. And this gives the reader an overview what the text is about and help the reader to focus on your reading. Like, don't just open the book and abruptly start reading the book. This is not a good idea. Just first start looking onto the subheadings, headings, or italicized subjects, or italicized text, or bold text. Just first start to look, and what you will do in the next step, questions. Try to turn these the subheadings or headings or italicized text into questions, and just think about that what you can expect from the text, what you can know from the text. So try to make a question from these headings, or try to question yourself that what you can know from these texts. After this, start reading the text. The third step: start reading the text. Read the text actively and attentively, but keep your questions in your mind. Step two, step two: keep keep your questions in your mind. After reading each and every section, then recall the main points and answer the question you created earlier. This will help you to reinforce your headings, reinforce your understanding, and identify any gaps in your knowledge. When you will read all the text, try to recall the main points and answer the questions you created earlier. And it will tell you that where is the gap in your knowledge, and it will show you your understanding of the text. And after that comes the last step, which is review. After you have finished your reading the entire text, review your notes, your questions, your summary, your main points, keywords, key ideas, keywords, and reflect on how well you understand the material. Did you understand the material well? Did you understand the message conveyed in the text? So question yourself. So what I understand from SQ3R method is that what we do usually, we just open the book and start reading abruptly, like blah, 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 start reading the book and just close the book. We even don't even try to open the book again. So this should not be the case. Try to make question by your own self. Try to review your books. Try to gather some new information. Try to question your own self. So I think so that this SQ3R method is a helpful strategy for improving reading comprehension and retention. By actively engaging with the text and breaking down the material into smaller, manageable sections, reader can develop a deeper understanding of the material and it remember the material more effectively. So third strategy is five W's and one H strategy. Five W's stands for like who, what, when, where, and why, and one stands for how. So during reading, keep them in your mind and try to answer them. Like if you are reading a novel, try to answer them. Who did that? Who wrote that? Or who went there? It depends on the book you are reading. So what is happening there, and where is this come from? Why he or she is there, or how does it happen? Try to answer them. Try to question them, or it is not necessary that you will get answer to each and every question, or you will find questions of in every material. It is not necessary. It depends on the material you are reading too. But try to find, at least find them. There's no need to be panic if you don't find who, what, and when, but who, what, and when, but you find where and why. Don't need to be panic. Try to find them. Okay then. Number four is annotation symbols. It is the most known strategy of reading nowadays, I think so, because I used to annotation symbols a lot. So annotation symbols are shorthand marks and symbols that reader use to annotate or mark up a text while reading. And these symbols can be helpful for reading in several ways, like to organize your thoughts and identify key points in the text, and to engage actively with the text, or to review your text, and so many other benefits. And some of the annotation mark symbols are like underlying the keywords sometimes with highlighter to, or marking a star on something which you find important, or making circle on word which is unfamiliar, or explanation symbol for something surprising. These are some of the annotation symbols. There are so many other symbols, but as we don't have that much time to discuss each and every symbol, so I am discussing some of the major symbols, which is underlying keywords, marking a star on something important, making circles on words which is unfamiliar, and exclamation marks for something surprising. So I Hmm. These symbols can be a powerful tool for reading and comprehension. Like using these symbols to mark up the text, you can improve your organization, engagement, and retention to the material. Even it can helpful to you for to review your material, to gain new information, or to gain new vocabulary too. Number fifth is PQ3R. This method is very much similar to the SQ3R method, but this is a variation of SQ3R method that adds a step for reviewing the text. And the acronym stands for preview, preview, question, read, reflect, and recite. I will repeat again. Review, question, read, reflect, and recite. This is very much similar to the SQ3R method, and we do the same things in this, but it is as a step of review instead of survey. Number six is skimming and scanning. Skimming and scanning are basically two reading techniques that are often used to quickly identify important information in a text. And how they work, like skimming is a technique used to quickly read a text to get an overall idea of the content without reading every word. While on the other hand, scanning is a technique used to look at specific information in a text quickly. For example, to skim a text, you might read the headings, subheadings, and first sentence of each paragraph to get an overview of the main topics and ideas. While to scan a text, you might look for keywords or phrases that are related to the information you are seeking. So it depends on the text you are reading. It depends on the purpose of your reading. But I would say that both skimming and scanning can be helpful techniques when you need to read a lot of material quickly. Like you have exam tomorrow and you are reading a night before the exam, so it can be helpful to you. So when you're looking for specific information in a text, you can use them, or they can save time and help you identify important point efficiently. Like, however, it is important to keep in mind that these techniques may not give you a deep understanding of the material, so they are not always appropriate for more in-depth reading and analysis. So these six are the strategies I wanted to discuss with you. But I will say that these strategies depends on your purpose of reading. Like as I said, the corner method may be best for the academic purpose, but the SQ3R or PQ3R method are best for the purpose of reading for the pleasure. So it all depends on your reading purpose. So we will move forward to the next, which is the pillars of the reading. I will say that overall reading is an essential skill that can have a positive impact on many areas of life. But the five pillars of reading is a framework developed by a national reading panel in the US to identify the essential components of effective reading instruction. And these five pillars are, as I mentioned, phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. These are the five pillars which is presented by the US reading panel. So we will discuss it too. And number one is phonemic awareness. So what is phonemic awareness? Phonemic awareness is basically the ability to recognize and manipulate the individual sounds and words. And it is a critical foundation for reading and is essential for developing strong decoding skills. For instance, let's take the word cat. In the word cat, I know that there are three phonemes. Everyone can pronounce cat. Like I can't say you all people that pronounce cat here, but if you can practice it by your own, like cat, CAT, cat. I know that these are three phonemes. So the awareness of phonemes, the phonemic awareness is must for the reading. And the ability to hear and identify individual sounds, phoneme in a spoken words, is the phonemic awareness. Number second is phonics. Phonics is basically the relationship between letters and their sounds. The understanding that letter represents sounds and that words are made up of sounds that can be blended together to form them. For instance, let's again take the word cat. We know that the letter C makes the sound ta, and letter E makes the sound a, and the letter T makes the sound ta. And what we do when we blend these three sounds, ka, a, ta, so what we blend these sounds together and we get the word cat. So the blending of the sounds to form a word is a phonics. The ability to connect letters to sounds and use this knowledge to read words. Number third is fluency. Fluency is basically the ability to read with accuracy, speed, and expansion. And I will say that a fluent reader will not struggle to decode words or stumble over unfamiliar vocabulary. It can be developed through practice and repetition. And it can be developed through effort. Do practice, do effort, give time to the reading, give time to your brain, and you can be a fluent reader. And it is basically the ability to do it accurately, smoothly, with expression. Try to do that. Try to make practice. It can be happen. Number four is vocabulary. Vocabulary, as we all know, the knowledge of words and their meaning to understand the messages conveyed in the text. And this is only possible when you will read a lot, when you will read different books. So it can be a possible. So number fifth is comprehension. Comprehension is the ability to understand and interpret the meaning of text, which involves the use of prior knowledge, vocabulary, and reading strategies to make sense of what is being read. It is basically the ability to understand and interpret what is read. So, what you do, you use different strategies to vocabulary, prior knowledge, and comprehension. But I will say that these pillars of reading doesn't mean that you cannot be a good reader. You must have these five components to become a good reader. You can develop this by doing practice. Like we have different stages of readers. Some readers are beginners, some readers are intermediate readers, some readers are fluent readers. So you can be a beginner, but you can be a fluent reader by practicing, by effort, by giving effort. So these are the pillars of the reading. Moving forward to the next. Readers are the leaders. The quote which I like the most, and I wanted this to be included in my webinar because I believe that readers are the leaders. This is not the leaders who rule the country. This is not the case that the leaders are always the one who lead the country. Readers can also be the leaders because they know different cultures, they know different perspectives, they know different words. So readers are the leaders. And I will recommend you all to always set goals for your reading, which can help you stay motivated and on track. And you can set different goals. For instance, you can set a goal to read for a specific amount of time each day. Like you can say that I will read an hour a day, half hour a day. So it can be beneficial to you. Or uh, you can read a certain number of books on a year, like one book or two books a year. Or you can read to learn a new skill or a language. So set a goal for yourself. But remember, when setting reading goals, it is important to make sure that your goals are realistic and relevant to your personal interests and topics. Always choose topics that are relevant to your personality, your interest, so you can enjoy the reading. And you can improve your reading by setting goals, reading goals, and reading a variety of genres and authors can help you improve your vocabulary and broaden your knowledge. Don't always stick to one genre or one author. Try to read different genres. Try to read different authors. Don't always stick to one author or one genre. Reading different genres, reading different authors improve your vocabulary, improve your knowledge, improve your understanding of different cultures, and you become more acceptance to others. And take notes, highlight important information, and ask questions as you read to improve your comprehension and retention. And practice phonemic awareness. These skills are essential for recognizing, decoding, and unfamiliar words. Try to blend different sounds. Try to blend different words and see what which sound is producing, which word is made. So monitor your comprehension. Stop and ask yourself questions. Check that you understand what you are reading. Take feedback from from your teachers, from your trainers, or from your friends. Take feedback from others. And I can also suggest you some books that can help you to improve your reading skills. And number one book which I like the most is Reading Like a Writer by Francine Prose. Reading Like a Writer by Francine Prose. It is one of the best books for the reader, for a beginner. And The Reading Mind by Daniel Willingdon. It is also one of the good books. And becoming a good reader takes practice and dedication, but it is a skill that can be developed and improved over time. Read with appropriate intonation, the inflection to convey the meaning of the text. And always try to give time to the reading, read widely, read different genres, and make effort. Give time to reading. And thank you for joining me today. And I hope you find this webinar helpful in your journey to becoming a better reader. And you will all be a better reader or a good reader. And if there are any questions, so please ask me. Okay, the question is SQ3R. SQ3R is one of the strategies, and this is the acronym which stands for survey, question, and 3R is a 3R words from R: read, recite, and review. And I can completely repeat it from you. Like, say in survey, what we do, we first review complete text. We survey the complete text. We first look at the headings, subheadings, and any bold italicized text to get an overview of the text, that what text is about. So it is one of the strategies of the reading. And question asked survey, and after that the turns comes the question. After serving the text, turn the the reader turn the headings and subheading into questions, and this will help the reader to identify what he or she can expect from the text, or what he or she can know from the text. And after that, there comes read, in which the reader start reading the text actively and attentively by keeping their questions in your mind. And in the fourth step, the recite comes, which is after reading each and every section, the reader recall the main points and answer the questions he or she created earlier. And this helps to reinforce their understanding and identify any gaps in their knowledge. And the last step is review, in which after finishing reading the entire text, the reader review the notes, questions, summarize the main points and key ideas, and he or she reflect on how well he or she understand the material or not. So basically, the SQ3R method is a strategy for the reading, and these are the steps that I told you. And Manur, PQ3R, P and Q stand for P stand for preview, Q stand for question, and 3R stand for read, recite, and review. Is there any other question? Cornell method. Hammer, it is detailed method for the reading. The very first method, Cornell method, in which you need to prepare a paper for that. As I told you, in which you will draw a vertical line around 2.5 inches from the left side of the paper, leaving a margin on the right side. Then you draw a horizontal line across the bottom of the paper, leaving a space for a summary. It is like the words meaning column or word sentences column we usually did in our schools. So you draw a column like that, and after that, the second step, you record main ideas. As you read the text, you record the main ideas and key points in the right hand column. You can use abbreviations and a bullet points to make your notes concise and easy to review. After that, in third step, you write a keywords in the left hand margin, and grading keywords can helpful to you to remember the material. And in the last step, on the bottom of the at the bottom of the page, you summarize the content of the notes in a few sentences. So this method is basically a note taking method. Cornell method is a note taking method, and the steps are as I told you. Any other question? Book name. Can you share any specific book name to learn more? Yes, I told you Reading Like a Writer by Franklin Prose and The Reading Mind by Daniel Willingham. You can read these two books. Many other questions? Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome, Anu. I hope to see you all as a good reader by following these all strategies and benefits. Banha. We are not discussing the types of reading. We are just discussing how to become a good reader. Although reading can be for the reading for the pleasure, or reading for the academic purpose. Reading can be to learn something new skills. So these are the reading types. But we are just discussing on how to become a good reader. In reading books for beginners. how can we focus on books for a very long time? You can take breaks. It is not necessary that to focus on a book very long time. Research shows that you should take breaks during reading, so you don't feel any fatigue or you can make your mind relax. So it is not necessary to focus on a reading for a long time. You can take breaks during reading. Don't take reading as a panic. Do as much as you want or as much as you can. How we prevent us from boring? How we prevent us from boring by reading same books, for example. Taj, Shafi, how we prevent us from boring by reading same books for exams? It is not possible. We need to do this for our academics, for our grades. But as I told you, different methods, different strategies. You can follow them to make your boring reading to effective readings. You can use these strategies, annotation symbols, different 𝒔𝒄𝒑r or a cornell method. Cornell method is the best method for the academic purpose. So you can use these methods to make your boring books to an effective or attentive book. Is there any other question?
That's amazing. We are obligated to you for your meritorious presentation and giving us your precious time. This session will be effective for our audience because you shared your intelligible knowledge with us. Dear knowledge seekers, I would love to thank you all from my deep heart for attending today's session. Hopefully you learned something new and you will implement in your life. Please spread the information with your beautiful friends. Knowledge seekers, you will get free certificate after 2 to 3 days. So please submit attendance form accurately and add your remarks related to this webinar in comment section or attendance form. All members will get certificate via Drive link and link will share in our official ASK webinars WhatsApp groups. We hope to see you all again next webinar. Thank you so much. Stay happy, stay safe.